Welcome to, once again, another edition of the Coyote Sports Den. I'm Ryan Thies alongside Jackson Snyder. Once again, plenty to talk about in Coyote athletics, and we'll start with football. They moved up 3 spots in the NI Top 25 poll up to number 21 after shutting out Southwestern 42-0. Jake Curran, 357 yards, 4 touchdowns. Couldn't make it 2 straight games with 400-plus yards, but he did get the 3rd Offensive Player of the Week in a row in the KCAC in the defense. They forced 4 turnovers in the first half alone, and it's their first shutout since 2010.
Yeah, this team, continues to impress week by week, offensively and defensively. Jake Curran just stands alone at the top of the conference at the quarterback position. He did finish short of 400 yards, but the Coyotes kind of called off the Dogs in the second half. They came out and started a little bit slow, but in the second quarter really took off and asserted their dominance against Southwestern, and I think they're looking to take that into this next week.
Now, we were in Winfield for that game over the weekend, and we caught up with some of the players and coaches after the game, and here's some of their comments.
Defense, they're the engine for this team. They play well. We have a chance to win every single game. We stumbled in the red zone a couple of times. We didn't get any points, but our defense got some turnovers, and we just got the ball back short field, and it was over from there.
It's exciting for the program. I think we've continued to grow in all 3 phases. The offense, the defense. You saw us on special teams play really well, sound football tonight. We talk a lot about you can't really win games on special teams, but you can lose them real quick. So that was the thing that was a big advantage for us tonight. And all those things combined, if you can put some points on and make them one-dimensional, that's exciting. And I think we got things headed in the right direction. And again, it's a new set of challenges that we will face.
4-0, it feels fantastic. Tell you the truth, I've never been 4-0 in the season before, and it feels great. Our coaches are great. They prep us for what we have to do to where we get at. Practice, always focused, nonstop. I think today we came out and we just executed what our coach told us to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I think people are starting to they're seeing something. I got to figure it out and do a self-scout, but they're doing something where we're matching personnel groupings or formation to certain coverages, and it's unfortunately last week it's taken me about half the first quarter to figure out what they're doing and how. And but like I said, you throw away a couple of those drop balls that are frustrating for us for sure. We move the ball pretty well through the air, and that's really, we thought very highly of their front 6. So when we run into teams that do that, we need to throw the ball some and kind of tire those guys out before we start trying to run it.
And now the Coyotes will play 0-3 McPherson this weekend, but it's the opening of the Gene Bissell Field and the Graves Family Sports Complex, as well as homecoming week. So a lot going on this Saturday and a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, there's a lot, like you said, there's a lot going on campus. There's going to be volleyball Friday night. There's some open campus things going on Saturday afternoon, and then, of course, the football game Saturday night. And there's a lot of excitement surrounding the opening of this stadium. The team's been looking forward to playing there for a long time coming now, and the fact that it's finally here, the fact that they have a chance to play on a field with Gene Bissell's name on it has really been a big thing throughout this football team.
Now here's head coach Matt Drinkle's comments on the importance of opening up Gene Bissell Field.
It's incredible. Our kids benefit from it right now from a practice facility standpoint, but it'll just be so nice for the Kansas Wesleyan and Salina community to come together to really, one, is see a great facility that Darryl Victory has worked really hard on, a facility that so many people and key contributors financially have helped make possible, and that Gene Bissell is a legend. Nobody here would be doing anything that without all the things that guy did for this institution, this community for so many years. So I think it's going to be, it was a tremendous responsibility for our guys to show, to play well and perform well, because you only get one first game ever at the stadium.
Are you guys using that as leverage this week?
We absolutely are, 100%. Like I said, it's just a big responsibility for our guys to understand that this is only going to happen one time ever in the history books. Whatever we do from 6 to 9 p.m. Saturday stays that way forever. And we have to ensure that to honor Coach Bissell and his family and his legacy, so when his great-great-great-great-grandkids come, they're going to read about the first game that was ever played here. And it's, it's another way for us to add pressure to our kids to see how they respond to those scenarios.
Now we'll go ahead and talk about volleyball. They've now won 6 straight after beating Oklahoma Wesleyan over the weekend on Saturday. That was in 4. And then they beat Bethel last night, also in 4, to really up their conference record to 7-1. They've really started to found their footing.
Yeah, they kind of stumbled against Ottawa a week or so ago, but since then they've really gotten on a roll. They won 3 straight a couple weekends ago, and now coming off of strong wins on the road against Oklahoma Wesleyan and Bethel last night, like you said. This team is really rolling, and they've got Sterling coming up on Friday for homecoming week, and I think that this team could really continue to use that momentum that they've got to finish strong and, maybe take on Ottawa one more time and get some revenge coming down the road.
Now they jumped a spot in the KCAC standings from 3. Now they're in sole possession of number 2, but still Ottawa undefeated in conference, 8-0, 17-3 overall. Going to be hard to catch up with them, but Kansas Wesleyan 13-8 now, 7-1 conference. They jumped Tabor, who's now 6-1. Sterling's behind them, 5-2, who, like you said, playing this Friday. Oklahoma Wesleyan 4-3, and Friends down towards the bottom at 4-3 as well. So really just going into this heart of the season, they got to find something. They got the postseason position all but locked up, and they'll have to just find their footing. It's going to be tough facing against Ottawa.
Yeah, Ottawa is clearly a very tough team. They've proven that. They came into Mabee Arena and walked away with a win in 4 sets, but it was a very tightly contested matchup. And so if this Kansas Wesleyan team can continue their momentum going into their test at Ottawa down the road, they could really contest for that one. I think they want that shot to prove that they're better than what they showed at home.
Now we'll switch over to some soccer. It was Beat Bethany week, and the women's took their second 1-1 draw in as many games after 2 overtimes at Salina Stadium. And the men's team last night, they won a thriller. They scored an early goal 8 minutes in. That was Jesse Lennon. Gave up a goal in the 87th minute and crazily got the game-winning goal in the 89th minute.
Yeah, the last few minutes of that game were very hectic, very competitive. Both of those teams wanted that game very badly, as any team against either Bethany or Kansas Wesleyan really wants in that rivalry. But Darius Miller in the 89th minute sent one in, but it was kicked out by a Bethany defender right at the goal line. But the referee put the flag up. It had crossed the plane to some controversy from the Bethany side. But the goal counted, and Kansas Wesleyan walked out with the 2-1 victory.
So an exciting win there, beating Bethany. Men's soccer team now gets to go to President Thompson's house for dinner. Always a plus. And it's still homecoming week, so we'll take a look at the upcoming schedule this weekend and the beginning of next week. We got volleyball on Friday versus Sterling, 7 p.m., Mabee Arena. And then Saturday, a lot going on. Men's and women's cross country down at the Chili Pepper Cross Country Festival in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Men's and women's soccer, they're down in McPherson to play them. And football, of course, hosting McPherson at the Graves Family Sports Complex in the opening of Gene Bissell Field. Now on Monday, volleyball in action once again down in Hillsboro at Tabor. That game starting at 7 p.m. Wednesday, October 7th, men's and women's soccer is hosting Sterling here at the Graves Family Sports Complex. And then volleyball is also at home at Mabee Arena against Friends at 7 p.m. You can catch all those games on the Coyote Sports Network, located on the link on the kwcoyotes.com website. And also, you can catch the Coyote Game Day pregame show that me and Jackson are hosting. That'll be on Saturday just before the football game, a big one against McPherson homecoming. And also tonight at 9 p.m. we got the Coyote Call on KKW Radio. So lots going on, Coyote Athletics. Once again, we will see you next week on News Desk.